What's up, guys? It's Chachi Power here with Rocket Punch Army to do a cool review of this very cool robot. This is the Black Getter from Sen-Ti-Nel T-Rex. Getter robot the last day. I'm a little conflicted at the moment since I am extremely exhausted. Part of me says go to bed. Then again, another part of me says go play some Battlefield 4. And the other part of me says just do it. Do the review. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do it. Yeah, here we're checking out the box. That was the front. Kind of sort of see Black Getter there. And you'll see the number 2, I guess, is the second release. And the back here, which shows Black Getter with a nice cloth cape, which I thought was really awesome. Instead of having like a PVC cape, it actually has a cloth cape. And it shows a couple pictures over here on the side with all his little accessories. So actually, I was going to say let's open up the box, but first let's check out the window flap. So you'll see everything laid out right here. It's a little hard to see with all the reflection, but you'll see all the pieces neatly laid out. And right here, it's got little credits, like a movie. Except it's, you know, the company name, director, designer, production, supervisor, special thanks, and all that stuff. And they mentioned Factory X, or X Factory actually. And there's actually a sticker here that also says Made in X Factory. Right here, a little holographic sticker. So don't know too much about that part, but we're going to go ahead and open this up and check it out. So once we open it, you get this tray here that I showed you a couple seconds ago inside the box. It's got a black plastic lower part of the tray and a clear plastic upper part. And here, it's also got this little baggie with the base and the cloth cape over here, and it's a little Ziploc bag. Got an incredible smell. As soon as I took off the clear cover here, it's had such an incredible smell. We're going to pull the robot out first. This is my first time dealing with Sen-Ti-Nel releases of any kind. And my first impression when I first got it was that this is definitely going to rival a lot of what Bandai does with their Solo Chogokin line. I mean, the quality, the finish is absolutely amazing so far. Now, it is a flat black finish, so they do put some plastic bits here. Let's take this off. It's like sticky. It's like tape or plastic that's sticky. Get that off the knees there. Alright, it's cool that they do that instead of you getting it and it's all scratched up. Now that we've got those protective bits out of the way, here is the robot without any of that stuff on it. And you can surely leave the robot the way it is, but why would you want to when it's got an incredible little cloth cape here with actual wire, just like you would find on some 1/6 scale figures, to get the whole wave motion and the movement from the wind, whatever you want to do, as you can see there. So we're going to go ahead and attach that, and that's actually, you need to pop the head off, which is, there we go, pop that off, and then the neck, which is right there, which wasn't as bad as I thought. There's the little ball joint there for the neck. Then we want to place the cape over here this way and actually feed the ball joint from the neck piece through the cape here. And once you feed that in, this is what it's going to look like. And I noticed there's a little spring right behind the little neck area here. Don't know quite what that's for yet, but I'm going to go ahead and attach this because I want to complete the look. Alright. That pops right in there. Then you want to put the cowl on, and it's actually tabbed here so you know where it goes. It goes right behind that little chest piece here, like that, and then just pop the head in, which is also on a ball joint. So we'll pop that in right there, and there you are. Look at that. That thing looks beautiful, as long as I don't let it fall over. But look at the way that cape just flows. That is so crazy. Love that. So you can just go ahead and pose it in any which way you want and just have like the cape just be wherever you want it to be. That's absolutely wonderful. Look at that. Anything you want to do. I'm not very great at posing, and so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. But speaking of posing, I did want to show you the articulation. This thing has so many different little bits that move. We're going to go ahead and check them out now. So we have the head, obviously, and the neck. Alright, the head is kind of restricted because of the cowl here, but it does have a pretty decent amount of movement for the design. And you have the shoulders. You'll see there's like the inner part of the shoulders here that goes in and out. You also have the actual shoulder itself, which also goes around and out. Then you have the swivel here, which I just turned to one side, and the elbow. Now check this out. Check out this awesome elbow. You got this piece here that folds out just ever so slightly. Like, that's just attention to detail. You know what I mean? Like, it's so slight, but they put it on there anyway. And then the arm does pull out, and this little mechanism here, the way they did the elbow, is actually die-cast metal, which is really nice, with a pin there, which allows you know, just slightly more articulation from the elbow. And you'll see it pulls out as I'm bending this. It pulls out even more right there. So check that out. That's really, really cool. Then you have these sections here on the chest that also have a slight amount of movement, and it's just attention to detail like this. There's not necessary actually to just have this move the way it is. I mean, I'm sure it's just to make clearance for stuff, but it's just an awesome attention to detail, and you'll see there's some little detailing going on underneath. And you got the waist here. The only thing, when you go a little bit too far, you start seeing the insides, but you'll see how it moves. And what's cool is the clearance is just so like precise that it doesn't actually touch the flat painted area of the belly here. Any other figure would probably just scrape along and just get rid of all the paint here, but this one just clears it, and it just feels like butter when you do that. And this hand doesn't do it so much. I think the part inside might be a little bit seized. I might have to loosen that up a little bit, but you'll see another piece of articulation as the hand pulls out. Just like that, just that amount. You'll see a little gold plastic inside. Just pulls out ever so slightly to give more clearance for the hand to move. And what's interesting, let's take this one off, and you'll see it's like almost like a miniature Revoltech kind of joint there, which I thought was pretty neat. And the fist just goes right back on, and we'll move right down along here. You'll see this little piece right here, which gives clearance, and the legs also come out even more, so you'll see the difference, which provide much more movement than you would get without doing it. Pretty much just bring it as far forward as you want, like that. And then you have the knee here, which has, if we can look right back here, there's these panels right here. Alright, when you push the leg up, this panel closes. When you pull it down, it opens up, which allows even more movement. And then the upper part of the knee, it's double jointed. It's pretty crazy. You'll see it allows the knee to bend even more. Alright, so normally this is what the leg looks like, alright, which just has one movement here. And if you pull it out, like I said, this back piece goes down, and then the knee also pulls out of the upper part of the leg there, which that's just great. And yeah, actually these panels back here do move also, just like the front. And you got the toes here, all right. You got a good amount of movement of the toe. You also have the ankles, and it's got this extra part down here which you can pull down and work the foot out like so. Now we're going to check out some of his accessories here, including the alternate hand. So we're going to pop this fist off here. The tape is to actually hold these spikes from falling off. Alright, and the reason that's there is because you can actually change those spikes for longer ones, like sort of like Wolverine-ish type claws, which is pretty cool. Go ahead and attach that, and you do get a pair of those. Everything that comes with the figure does come in pairs, including these awesome axes, which I'm going to combine with this little chain here, which is actually made out of metal. It's a real metal chain. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and attach it to the robot. Now to use the axes, obviously you need the axes, and you also need the axe holding hands. They got this one that kind of has like a trigger finger on it, and then they also just have a tighter fisted one like this. I'm going to use the tighter fisted ones for this. Alright, what you want to do is remove the bottom part of the axe. It does unplug like that, which allows you to put the handle through and then plug it back up. And this way you can just have the axes independent of each other. And let's just attach both here, like that right here. And notice the stance here. The legs are nice and spread out and the feet are flat on the ground. Now you can also tether them together with a chain. All you got to do is take off the bottom plug pieces on the axes and put the chain right at the bottom of that. Just like this, and you'll notice that it looks really cool that it has a chain there in between both axes. As you may have noticed, there's voices in the background. That's my wife. She got home. She's yapping away, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, guys. It's now a day later. I had to cut the review there because my wife was talking and I was effing tired. It was like after 12. So I'm continuing the video today, and we left off with showing you the chain. So here's the chain. I was saying how cool it was. It's made out of metal and it makes it look really awesome. I'm not a big fan of displaying weapons, but this might be the first time I actually really want to display a weapon. It just looks really cool, and just look at the way it with the finishes on the figure. It just, everything just works out to be really cool. One of the things I failed to show you is the way the cloth here on the cape on the bottom. You'll see it's got like it's obviously weathered, made to look weathered, but it's a slight like darkening, almost like it's airbrushed, and it's a little bit hard to pick up on camera, I guess, but it does get like a darker tone of red towards the bottom, which just makes it look burnt, which I thought was really, really excellent. And there's actually something I forgot to show you guys. If we come around back here, if we press on this right up here, you'll notice the stomach piece pops out and gets lost. And once that is removed, you'll see it's got the little belly weapon going on right there, and that's detailed in the gold plastic. And when you're done with that, all you do is plug it back up. It's just a little peg right in there. Now this also has a feature where you can actually store the weapons on his back. What I'm going to do, just so I can also show you guys the other alternate hands, I'm going to attach this hand here, which is a relaxed open hand, and then just the standard fist hand here, just to get that out of the way. And yeah, so out back here, you're going to see there's this little piece right here. What you do with that is pull it out. You got to stick, I've already pulled it out here, but you stick your nail on the side. I think that's really the only way I was able to do it. And you'll see a little clip just hanging out right there. You want to grab the axe and slide them through these pegs here. Unfortunately, it's probably going to scratch up the black paint, but there's only one way to show you guys, and it's actually doing it. And so one peg that way, and I think it goes in here, and I think we have to attach the other one like that. Alright, and then let's see, we take the other axe, which I still have here, and slide it through and feed it through both pegs. And then you just got to put the little joints or the little end caps here on each axe. So that's how he holds the axes there. I was kind of hoping they would make the holes on these a little bit bigger so you don't have to force them through and you know, scuff up the paint. Fortunately, the paint seems really resistant to scuffing. It was leaving marks there, but they just rubbed right off. So thankfully, the paint is really good. When you're done using that, you can just push it back in. So the last thing I want to show you guys is the stand for the figure, which is this here. It's got a clear plastic top piece with a grid behind it. Underneath, you'll see there's these two little hooks, which I have no clue what they're for. Apparently, there's something else they have or planning in the future to have. And that's the base part there. And then you also get this actual piece, and you'll see these little ridges, little teeth in there, and they actually line up with this part right here, so you can actually move it around without risking it sliding around. So you can have it there, and it goes all the way around, so you can put your figure anywhere you want. And then the arm here, it's not ratcheted, but it does have screws in case you do need to tighten them even more. Let's center this here. And then you need this gold piece here. And you're going to attach it that way, just like that. And you notice the figure back here on his butt has an opening. That opening is actually not there, or not supposed to be there when you first get the figure. When I took mine out, it was missing that piece. So I went crazy looking for it, and it turns out it was in the box, stuck to a piece of tape. So be careful with that. It does come with a plug. Alright, so you would take it out of there just like that, and then you would attach the figure right here to the stand. And I find that the figure is kind of thrown back on the stand there. I mean, it doesn't look too bad, but if you try to move it forward, then the angle of this is going to be off, because it won't angle back any more than that. And I also tried doing it differently, like maybe bringing this down and around, and that seems to look like it works a little bit better. Let's see, try that, because you may want to do it that way. And it actually works much better. That way you can center it on the base itself. Now the stand arm out of the box doesn't come with this attached to it. It actually comes with a claw. Alright, and the claw will have little notches in there to line it up. Now looking at these things here, now I realize what these arms down here are for. So these things here are actually shorter arms for the claw. So then that means these things should come out. Yep, there you go. They do come out. Alright. And by the looks of these pieces, it's to attach other bases. So you would put it here, and you'll see there's just enough space to attach another base, which is a cool idea. I like the idea of combining bases. And just on a side note, because I was going to plug this back up after showing you the stand, it turns out it doesn't even fit in there tightly. So that is why it's falling out. I don't know if mine's the only one like that. I'm assuming no. But I'm sure one of you guys will tell me. Last part of the review is just going to be a scale comparison. I'm using a Solo Chogokin Getter here. And to me, these are the best in the line of Chogokin. But as you'll see, compared to this new company, it looks more toyish. It looks actually more cartoonish. The proportions now look way off. This actually looks a lot better to me. And look at the finish on it. For a company that's just starting out making die-cast figures, they're doing an excellent job. So we'll move this guy out of the way. And by the way, this guy is much heavier. If you prefer weight over looks, this is the way to go. Much more metal. And the other guy I have to compare with is, for you Transformers fans not familiar with these other figures, here is an MP12 Lambor in gold finish. This is a Chinese version, gold Lambor, but it's the same exact size as the regular MP12. And that's going to be it, guys. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Until next time, bye-bye.